Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Good. It's all kicking off here on the Premier League preview show, Kop To Bottom. There's all sorts going on. I've been talking to dogs off camera because I thought they were James, and it was actually his dog Rosie that I was having a chat with. It's all kicking off.
Not
Ruby,
Rosie. Oh, for fuck's sake, Ruby.
There we go, demonetised already. But yeah, Ruby's in the building. Man like James Redmond's in the building. And Doylad is also in the building to preview 5 Premier League games on Kop To Bottom. How are we, the firm?
I'm sure my dog wants to go out. I'll be back now.
Yeah, I'll get it out.
I know
Yeah,
that. I literally
Ruby,
know that dog. I've never seen that dog, but I know that dog so many times because he's told it off that many times on streams.
Right, get out, lad. If you are watching us now, do play along. Do give us a like. Do comment on the stream, and of course, do subscribe to James Redmond as well. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the Kop TV. Now, lads, we've got 5 games to get through. As
we certainly do.
The bottom, that's the rules. We're going to look at their form coming into the games and their position in the league table. I mean, let's start off then with Chelsea. A huge game for Thomas Tuchel in his first appearance as Chelsea manager at the Bridge tonight. And we're getting breaking news that apparently the team news says that Callum Hudson-Odoi starts at right wing back and there's no Mason Mount in the 11. Also, I'm hearing that the 3 Germans are involved tonight, which is no surprise from the German manager. Let's look at the form then going into this one. Chelsea, 3 defeats in the last 5, only 1 win in 5. And Wolves lingering this season, man. Really not up to it. 3 losses in 5, no wins in 5. So this is a big one tonight at the Bridge. 10th versus 14th, James. Is there going to be the new manager bounce, or are they still going to be emotionally tied to letting go of Frank?
Thomas Tuchel, man. He's gone with what? He's making some mad moves there, isn't
he?
Already as well. Nah, that's crazy, to be fair. You know, to drop Mason Mount, who's one of their main players, I think that's a bold statement, to be honest with you. And don't get me wrong, I understand you've got to get Havertz working in the team. You've got to get Werner. Maybe that's a reason for his appointment, because obviously he's a German coach. He's someone who's going to go there. The players are going to know who he is. He's got a bit of pedigree from Dortmund. You know, I haven't said my thoughts on the Lampard situation, but basically, in my opinion, I thought it was a bit soon. It didn't make sense at the time, and I know that one day it was going to happen. I knew he weren't good enough to take Chelsea to where Mourinho took them, or where Sarri could have took Chelsea. That being said, it's just the fact if you've appointed him, you should really think about making that investment in terms of not just giving him 18 months. I get that's Chelsea's strategy, but they've used that strategy with world-class managers. Frank Lampard isn't a world-class manager, so I thought they were going to go with a slightly different approach. So I'm kind of in 2 minds about how it's going to go. Don't get me wrong, they can win this game against Wolves. I feel like, it could, a new manager could just give that, wouldn't surprise me. In fact, I'm going to make the prediction. Werner's going to score, just because it would not surprise me. He's got all these games without a goal, and he's going to score in this one, and it's going to be the start of this big, massive new implosion for Chelsea. I don't think it'll be that. I think they can win today because, new manager syndrome, and, it gives the players a bit of positivity. It was clear some of the players weren't in favour with Frank Lampard. Some, there was many others who was, like we said, Mason Mount, who's not playing. But in the long term, it's not overworked. That being said, I'm going to say Chelsea win today. I'm going to say Chelsea 1, Wolves 0. And I'm only saying that because Wolves have been in a bit of sloppy form recently. But if they turn up, they can very much certainly get the win. Another thing that Wolves, before we move on, it's the striker, it's the goals. That's the problem that Wolves really have at the moment. That's it, man. So they're having a similar situation to us. So they're not getting results because they're not getting the thing that can get you results. It's goals. Defence can only get you so far when you really think about it. When you're seeing that we can't score. So it's one of them things.
Can't deny that. James going for 1-0. Doyle, what do you see this one ending tonight?
Thomas Tuchel is one of them managers that's quite stern, and he's going to come in and he's going to want to win straight away. Like, genuinely, that's the way I see him.
Use the word racist?
Again, for Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea?
Yeah.
Not really, lad. Not really. They've got proven history of being bigots, haven't they, really, lads? So.
Nah, of course. But also with the fact that he's going... Do you reckon he'll just start and have it and never start Mount or whatnot?
I don't know. We can't be saying madness like this, lad, until we see what he does. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see, lad. I do know he's a staying manager, like, and he's going to want to win straight away, lad.
Obviously, the thing with Demba Ba as well.
Well, that's what I mean, I did a story about that yesterday or the day before, and I got a bit of... I've spoken to you guys about it already, but yeah, Demba Ba did come out and say that Tuchel blamed Ba for being a target of racism. That's what Ba has said. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. But Doyle, score prediction, please.
2-1, lad, Chelsea. I think he's going to want to win straight away, lad.
Joe Brady goes for a 2-0 win. Channing goes for 2-0 Chelsea. He also says, or her, I'm not too sure, do your thing. James, I love you. I really love James. Seriously.
I love you too.
The seriously word is a bit like, it goes from fan, like, appreciate, oh, that's sick, to seriously.
Admire it. You haven't admired it.
Do you want me to tell you the best thing?
The line's been crossed now.
Facts, but do you want me to tell you the best thing about these comments? It's the fact that I'm probably never going to see a lot of people. Don't get me wrong. For the people who are normal, who just want to say hello, by all means, come and have a chat with me. I can chat for fucking England, mate, to anyone. But when it gets to the weird stuff, usually they don't tend to approach you.
And Dicko, big scouser. How are we, boys?
Marvellous. Absolutely marvellous.
Anam says Tottenham are already celebrating. They think they'll beat us easily. We'll get on to that. Save all your thoughts for that. Let's go on to the next game then. Kicking off tonight at 6 o'clock. Burnley, Aston Villa. Now, normally this isn't really one that we'd spend a lot of time previewing, but because Aston Villa have been so kind of near to us in a lot of phases in the season, we are going to. So, with Villa, ninth in the table currently, 2 wins out of 5, a win in their last game. So they'll be up for a scrap tonight. And Burnley, obviously, I think they won their last game, didn't they? Against us. So, that's why we're previewing it. So, James, how do you see this one, mate? It's going to be a tight one, I'm expecting.
Burnley are going to lose 5-0.
So that's not a tight one that I was expecting then.
Yeah. I don't like both teams, but Burnley ended our record, so 6-0.
Well, Aston Villa beat us 7-2, mate. So
you're right. But that was a few months ago. We've, even though it was the under-18s, we've beat them since. So 7-0 to Aston Villa.
7-0 to Aston Villa, big away performance, which would actually equal Liverpool's away performance at Crystal Palace.
Is that true?
So maybe 6-0, not 7-0.
8-0.
8-0, so completely beat ours. All right, fair enough. Doyle, do you agree with Ian? 3-0 to the Villa, he thinks.
Villa will win, like, I think they'll scrape it 1-0, 2-1, something like that. Burnley games are never easy, lad, and the scores are always close like that. Villa are a better team. Fuck the pair of them, no. Let's seriously, lad, this is the worst ever review I've ever done in my life, lad. Fuck both of them. I've got no enthusiasm for any of them, lad. None of them.
Fair enough. Well, let's move on then. See if you've got any more for these two. The Battle of the United. Again, another team that we just lost to. For Gould's sake. They'll be buoyant after that, and they play Sheffield United at home. Let's look at the form for this one. I mean, United, to be honest with you, lads, 4 wins out of 5, second in the table. They're now 6 points clear of Liverpool. Well, hang on, I'll make it even worse for you. And they're about to play the bottom of the league, who currently have 5 points, 4 losses in their last 5 in Sheffield United. Is this the time, boys, that we finally see Ryan Brewster doing the business and scoring tonight at Old Trafford and giving it this stand? Okay, then.
What has Ryan Brewster done since he's joined Sheffield
United? I was trying
United?
to be hopeful. I was just trying to be hopeful. That's all. Sorry,
not a chance on God's green earth. Listen, my mate. If Ryan Brewster scores,
trying to make a good show. So.
I get what you're saying, but it's hard to make a good show in these times right now, my mate. You know what I mean, Doyle? But it's like it's one of them things with Sheffield United. They've just got not enough. Like, our reason for not beating Manchester United in the FA Cup the other day was not because we didn't have the quality to match them in the starting 11, but it's because we didn't have them players to be able to bring on later on in the game. They did. That's just a fact. You can say why that is. You can say whatever. That's just how it worked. if you look at Sheffield United, their starting 11 doesn't. I don't think of anyone who gets onto our bench. Maybe bar one or two players, without trying to disrespect Sheffield United. But that level has been shown this season. The 20th, they've won one game. So I'm looking at this one. It says nothing but a United win to me. They're in great form. They're beating the sides they're beating the sides they should beat. And it's like, even though they're better away from home than what they are at home, look at the recent form. It speaks for itself. From what you've seen, United, you've just got to, even though I've said it and I'm going to stick with it, I don't think this can be maintained till the end of the season, or I don't think this can be maintained to the level City will take it to. However, they are much better than what they were last year. So you've just got to start looking at them as a bit more serious. And get on this. This is the real stinger. They're better than us right now. So if we win this game,
don't tell Doyle
we're not even scoring goals. No, but if Doyle doesn't like it, it's just a fact. Right in this second.
I know, lad. That's why I'm not saying nothing. Like, do
you get what I mean? Listen, it's a fucking, one of them ones, mate, a needle in the hands or whatever you want to call it. But you hear what I'm saying? It's
prick.
Like
of a prick, really.
A prick in the hand. That's it. Prick in the hand.
Yeah,
but
or just loads of them.
And they are pricks. They are bad knobheads. Bad knobheads. But they're better than us in this second, and you've got to admit that. I can see a win. You've got too much quality.
Lads, fucking top of the league, bottom of the league. Simple as that.
Facts.
Score prediction, lads.
I'm going to say it's going to be tight because Sheffield don't get battered, and Man United haven't been battered in their opposition, but they've been doing enough. I'm going to say United 1-0.
1-0 for United. Then that would be unfortunate for us, as they would maybe put away. Everton versus Leicester. Now, this is a game I'm really looking forward to seeing the outcome. They played each other only just over a month ago, the same night that we played Tottenham, actually, if you remember. This is 8:15 tonight. In terms of the league form table, Everton sitting nicely at the minute in 7th, 4 wins out of 5, 32 points, only 2 points behind us. And they play Leicester, who are doing even better, 38 points after 19 played, 3 wins in a row for Leicester. How do we see this one faring, James?
You've got to go with this is a difficult one.
Tough one.
Difficult one. It's a very difficult one. I was going to say you've got to go with Leicester, but Everton are in great form. They are. How many games have they won consecutively? I swear.
So 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. There you go, mate. They're on form. This is a game that I like as well. Not that I like Everton, but from a football fan point of view, you've got to like this game because it's 2 teams with 2 great managers. You can't dispute that. 2 great 11s, great quality within the squad as well. Both solid defensively. Both can get goals. Both got strikers that can score modes. I don't know how this game's going to go, to be dead honest with you. It is just going to be who wants it more, in my opinion. It's just going to be who wants it more. You can't really look at form because any of these teams can win on their day. I'm going to say a draw. I just because I don't know who I can choose the edge. So I'm going to say a 2-2 draw. 2-2
draw. Doyle?
I can see Leicester having a little bit of an edge. I don't know why. I feel like Vardy's just that. He's that edge. And Maddison, them two have just got that little bit more quality. Is Rodriguez playing today? Do you know who he's playing?
I think so.
See, they got him. Like,
he's fit, I think.
I just feel like Leicester this season, lad, are playing some of the best footy I've seen them play in a very, very long time, lad. And I think that's going to be just a little bit too much for an Everton defence, essentially. But I do love, to be honest, lad, I'm not going to lie. I know it's a Liverpool fan channel and all that, lad. Everton this season, lad, genuinely like watching them play footy, lad. Genuinely, lad. Sad.
Gotta admit it, boys.
They're well better than this is probably one of the best Everton sides I've ever seen, lad. Genuinely, and I enjoy watching them. So this game for me this weekend is one of the best games to watch, to be honest. Genuinely,
yeah. Do you know when we were in a title race in 13-14 and they finished 5th? Was it?
Yeah.
What team do you think was better, that one or this one? Because I'd say this one.
I like this one, lad. That one was more.
Was the other one Lukaku, Barkley, Mirallas?
Yeah. Like them type of play. But when you think of Barkley at Everton, he was like,
he was good. I'd say this team.
I'd agree.
It's got a bit more class to it, lad. A little bit more class to it.
And the manager,
James on his own.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
James Rodriguez. I mean, I know that he hasn't lived up to the heights on what he did that first month, but he's still a massive player for that squad. Even Alan, Decore, proven Premier League player, DCL,
DCL, lads.
He's better than our striker. He's better than our striker.
I know, lads.
So James going for 2-2. Doyle.
I'm going to say 2-1. 2-1 to Leicester, bro.
2-1. 2-1 away win for Leicester.
2-2.
Okay, and 2-2 for James. Right then, the big one tomorrow night. The first Tottenham Hotspur versus Liverpool. I'm actually previewing this game with the Premier League Today channel in the morning, and I've been getting some facts together before it. Right, so I mean, we haven't lost against Tottenham since October 2017. We've won every time that we've gone to their new stadium. It's been quite comfortable, in fact. I mean, I know we won 1-0 last year, but in terms of the game itself, I was there. It was very much dominated by us. Do you think those wins and that record going into this one will help us tomorrow night, James?
This is the way I see it. So this is what I said on my channel. Basically, the way Liverpool win this game, because Tottenham will go defensive.
Yeah.
They will. And they'll try and catch us on the break, which the last time they nearly did.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'd do. Well, yeah, they did, and they nearly went on to win the game as well by catching us on the break. So we got away with that one, and I actually think what got us through that game was the fans. The 2,000 fans that was in the stadium. No doubt about it. The fact that we got that last-minute goal, just like we were doing every game last season.
It's the fans,
even when it was the fans for the Wolves game where we won 4-0.
Yeah, that was the first one back, lads. That was the first game
listen,
back.
It's just a different team with fans. You know when we won that game against Wolves as well? I know it was away.
Oh, yeah, that was our best performance, lad.
Say that again.
No,
there was not.
I mean, either way, that was still one of them performances where everything just went into goal. But Wolves, Tottenham, they were the type of performances where it just felt like old Liverpool, and we haven't felt like that since, and we didn't feel like that too many times before. So when I look at this game, I think the way we win it, because our number one problem is not being conceding goals. I know we've just conceded 3 against United, but it's not been that, it's been scoring. And we need to score goals this game because they're going to set up 5 at the back and, like I said, try and get us on the break. This is the way I think we do it. I know it's not like a starting 11 prediction or whatnot, but this is just so I can get my point across. So Alisson in goal, no doubt. Robbo, Trent, and now hear me out for the defenders because Hendo and Matip's fit. I think from now on, never play Fabinho and Matip together as centre-backs again. Now, just hear my point. Not that Fabinho is bad. I know that's our best partnership right now, but I think rotate it to a point where you get Fabinho back into the midfield. Use either or Nat Phillips or Reece Williams because I know they're not good enough, but with these type of players like a Matip next to him and a Fabinho just in front of him, it's good cover. Not only that, if you get Henderson back in the midfield and Thiago slightly further forward than what he's been playing, let Fabinho cover that defensive midfielder role.
I'm thinking about this.
A nice bit of offense there can be created. Our most creative player in Trent can bomb forward and not have to worry because Henderson will cover that right-hand side. So will Fabinho. We'll be dictating that area of the pitch. Do you hear what I'm saying, boys?
Yeah.
So I think our key to scoring goals, in my opinion, is to do something like that. Use what you've got.
I think what you've just said is like perfect because it just shifts everyone up 10 yards, basically, doesn't it? And that would probably mean that we are more likely to score a goal. I've been calling out for Fabinho to stop playing centre-back. I personally would have, tomorrow night, Joel Matip and Nat Phillips at centre-back.
Yeah, I'm fine with
Fabinho, Thiago and Hendo for once, for the first time in midfield. That's what I want to see.
You'd have to have Fab. Fab would have, if he's playing centre defensive mid, lad, he's going to have to sweep everything.
He will, though. He will.
Because as soon as that 1-on-1 happens with Nat Phillips and Son, it's game over, lad. So you'd have to make sure that he's doing that. But I do like the concept of having 2 quality players to protect the player of that needs the protection, essentially. I like that idea, lad. I do.
Yeah. Do you know another reason why I bring it up as well, boys? Because there's no doubt that will create offence. People kind of raise an eyebrow when we say Fabinho needs to go back in midfield to help our offence. It's like, why is defensive midfielder? No, it's because it gives the team
the domino effect.
He wins the ball, lad.
That's it. He wins the ball high up the pitch and it creates a whole different scenario. And I haven't saw Liverpool play that way recently, that pressing, usual football that we see. I'd rather see, and I know it's a tight schedule, but I'd rather see Liverpool go back to conceding a goal or 2 a game, but scoring 3. Because we've still got the ability to do so. And let's be honest, why have a good defence right now when our main 2 centre-backs are out? So why not just go rock and roll football again? Fuck it. Yeah. Let's just go all guns blazing. Because, let's be honest, going defensive hasn't worked for us. We've not been getting results defensively. So why not just go with that approach? Because if I can assume, but James, that could be a bit too offensive. It's a changing strategy. It's a changing idea.
100%, bro. I think what you've explained is the team that we've always wanted from the start anyway, which is Fabinho, Hendo, and Thiago in midfield. That's not too offensive. That's just what we've wanted since Thiago walked in this club. That's the midfield we've all wanted to see, Doyle.
Yeah, I think for me counter to that would be, so why wouldn't Fab, Matip, Hendo as centre defensive mid and Gini and Thiago work? What about, is it because Fab is not doing the sweeping role? Because when they do play in the centre mids together, where does Hendo and Fab fit together? Where do you see them fitting together, lad?
Fab's are the 6, and then on the right you've got Hendo, and on the left of it you've got Thiago, or they can swap.
And no. Hendo stays on the right because you need Hendo on the right for
to cover Trent.
Trent is one of our most creative players. There's no doubt about it. Him and Robbo are our two most creative players. When you allow Trent to be able to go forward, because that's what Henderson does, he covers the right-hand side for Trent. And then when Trent gets back, him and Henderson double up on people, which makes Trent look better. So I think that's the approach, because it makes him better. It allows more creativity up the pitch, and we can win the ball up the pitch a bit more. High pressing. That's what I want to see Liverpool back to.
Do you not think right now, if we did throw Fab back into the midfield just on one of these type of games, that he might be a bit rusty in that type of, he used to have a great through ball. I don't know, like...
The only reason why I disagree is because he's still playing long passes in the centre-back role. He's just playing slightly higher up the pitch. He's actually just got more protection behind him, which allows him to be able to be a bit more, sort of think more for himself, think more of position and tell the players where to be. This could be really, really good, in my opinion, if we can get Matt. And I think when Matip's out the team, get Fabinho back in centre-back, because we do 100%. Need someone who's a high-level defender there. But 100%. When Matip is fit, he's good enough to lead that back line for me. So that's why I go with that. And if we do that, I can actually see us scoring a few goals. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can't go off form. I can't say off form we're going to score goals. But if we do a change in strategy, then I do.
I really can't disagree with anything you've just said there, to be honest. It's just a case of shifting everyone up 10 yards.
We need to see if it works, lad. We need to, if it works, it works. And if it
we'll know in the first,
right now
isn't working.
That's one thing we do know. We know what we're doing right now isn't working, so we've got to change something. Even if it's not that, I
don't think it'll be this game that he'll do it. I think going into this game, he's going to go to a similar vibe to Man United.
If we do that, then we could be fucked. We could be very, very fucked.
I know, lads. Like going into this game, lad,
then you'll need to start
flapping me. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like going into this game, I'm not looking forward to it. Defo not, lad. I feel like Jose is finally gonna get his revenge, and so is Spurs, lad. Makes me sick.
Yeah. Then you need to question Klopp under real pressure, then, because if he keeps making these wrong decisions, because for the past few games I feel he has.
Yeah, but then if he changes the team and it doesn't work as well, he's made the wrong decision. So he hasn't. It's a double-edged sword.
I hear what you're saying, but it's gone 5 games where he hasn't changed his strategy as much. He hasn't really changed it at all. And the results are the same. In fact, they're getting worse. We've just lost to Burnley and Man United.
I think so it's like reasoning.
We need to change it. Even though I hear what you're saying, it's like he could change it and it could go worse, but we need to change something. Because the old saying, don't fix what's not broken, except everything's broken right now.
No, lads.
Fix it.
I think Jürgen's reasoning, lad, when you listen to him in interviews, is that everything's right up until the last moment. So he's like, I don't necessarily need to change everything. I just need to give the boys confidence in it. And I agree.
Everything is right. I think the midfield is much slower. I think the tempo is much lower. And I don't know, it's just when we get in around that final third, mate, we're short of all ideas, so we need to be them extra yards.
We were better against Man United.
Around the opposition. We were better, but that's only because they opened up a little bit. That's because they changed the team slightly and awareness compact. It was defensive errors that allowed us to get them goals. So
not looking forward to this one tomorrow, lad. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm really not.
Score prediction from the both of you just before we finish off then.
If we do what I did, then I'd be confident for a win, but because I don't know, I'm just going to say 1-0 Liverpool to be optimistic.
Doyle?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll say 1-0 Liverpool as well.
I'm saying 2-1 the mighty Reds. We've got Tottenham's number in these recent years. 3 wins in a row away from home at Tottenham. Let's make it 4. This has been Kop To Bottom, your Premier League preview show. We've rounded up 5 games. You can go and watch them tonight. They're all on, basically, apart from our game. So do come back and let us know if we did get the predictions right. Nico going for 2-1 Liverpool. Ian Francis 1-0. Topper 1-0. Love that burp. Real strength in that. And the Liverpool win, of course, says Toxtuff Reds. He goes for 2-1. Guys, please go and follow James Redmond. Please go and follow Doyle, a.k.a. Freestyle DM, a.k.a. Doylad. Also, tomorrow we have fan cams or a post-match reaction show straight after the game around 9:45, 10. And then on Friday, episode 2 of Kop Bins, featuring myself and Doyle and Few Izzy, will drop on the channel. So please stick around for that. On Saturday, we've got a West Ham match preview. And then on Sunday, we play West Ham away at 4:30. Another form team, another big game in a huge crunch month for Liverpool. We'll see you soon. Take care.